So this is a yoga at work class. It's yoga at work because we're going to stay seated in our chair the whole time. So feel free to do this at work, either the whole thing in one go or take little bits from it and just stretch and breathe whenever you feel like you need a break. So we'll start by sitting comfortably in a chair. Just take your shoes off if you've got shoes on and place the feet flat on the ground about hip width distance apart. If you're sitting on a chair, just try not to lean back into the chair and slouch back. Sit forward a little bit, coming to the front of the chair so that we can keep the back nice and straight. Okay, we'll start with some breathing. So just make sure the shoulders are nice and relaxed. And if you're ready and feel comfortable, close the eyes. So we'll start to become aware of the breath. Maybe even taking the right hand and just placing it onto the lower part of the abdomen. So as we breathe in and draw the breath in through the nostrils, feeling the breath traveling all the way down and filling up into the abdomen. So we'll try this a few more times. Inhaling deeply, drawing the breath all the way down into the abdomen. As we're exhaling, feeling the air squeezing out as the hand comes in towards the body as the air breathes out through the nostrils and empties the lungs completely. So as we're inhaling, we're drawing the breath all the way deep into the abdomen. And as we're exhaling, we're emptying completely. So we'll do a few more rounds of this abdominal breath. Feeling the hand moving away from the abdomen as we inhale and fill up. Feeling the hand pressing back towards the body as we exhale and empty the lungs. So replacing the right hand back onto the knee, keeping the eyes closed for a moment. We'll stay with the breath and start to develop an awareness of the body. So becoming aware of the sensations in the body all the way from the soles of the feet, up the legs, the knees, thighs, hips, sit bones, all the way up the torso and the spine. Becoming aware of the arms, the shoulders, the fingers resting on the thighs. Becoming aware of the neck and the head, the face, jaw relaxed, face relaxed. We'll take 2 more deep breaths here before we begin to move. And then blinking the eyes open. So we'll stay with the feet on the ground, hip width distance apart, and we'll start with some neck rolls, so starting to move into opening and stretching the neck. We'll start by dropping the chin forward, so chin to chest, keeping the spine lovely and long, keeping the shoulders back, dropping the head forward, stretching all the way down the back of the neck. We'll then take the left ear to the left shoulder. Allow the ear to drop down towards the shoulder, keeping this right shoulder down so we can feel the stretch all the way along the side of the neck. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. And gently dropping the head back for just a moment before taking the right ear to the right shoulder. Keeping the left shoulder down, stretching all the way along the side of the neck. Lovely deep breaths. And dropping the head forward again, chin to chest. We'll go in the opposite direction, taking first the right ear to the right shoulder, stretching long through the left side, gently dropping back, and then taking the left ear to the left shoulder. Keeping the right shoulder down so we're lengthening through that side of the neck, and rolling the chin all the way forward, chin to chest. Raising the head back up. This time we'll turn the head to the left. So turning the head as if you're about to look over your shoulder. Try not to allow the right shoulder to come with you as you turn. Keep the shoulders back and down and turning the head all the way around to the left. coming back to center as we inhale, exhale, turning to the right. Once more, inhaling back to center, exhale, turning to the left. Inhaling back to center, exhale, turning to the right. And coming all the way back to center. So now we're going to move into some shoulder rolls. So we'll start by inhaling as we lift the shoulders up to the ears and exhaling as we drop them down and back. We'll do this a few more times. Inhaling, lifting up, exhaling, dropping down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Now it's up to you if you want to do one shoulder at a time, really moving into those crunchy bits in the shoulder. You might want to do one at a time, back and forth. You might want to do both together, up, forward, back and down. So just do whatever you like here, just to really get into the shoulder. So if you have one part of your shoulder that you can feel is a little bit stiffer than the other, stay there and really work into that part of the shoulder, feeling those little crunchies and crackles. It's like giving yourself a massage. Okay, so a couple more shoulder rolls. And then releasing the shoulders all the way down. That's great. So we'll take the hands just behind us on the chair. Keep the fingertips facing forwards if you can, keeping the elbows close together, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and pushing the chest forward up towards the ceiling. So we're opening here all the way from collarbone to collarbone, really opening and broadening through the chest. So keep gentle bend into the elbows, squeezing the elbows together as we take the breath deeply into the chest, lifting the chest up to the ceiling. Even looking up to the ceiling if you like, lifting the chest high, opening through the collarbones. 2 more deep breaths here. And releasing, coming back up to sitting. We'll rest the hands back onto the thighs, and this time we're going to lengthen the spine forward. So we're not worried about folding forward too far down to the ground. We're wanting to get as much length into the spine as we can. So hands just resting on the knees, as if we're radiating, someone's pulling us up from the crown of the head. So staying long in the spine, we'll gently draw the body forward, feeling as if we're making a little bit of space in between each vertebra in the spine. So crown of the head far away from the tailbone, with each inhale getting a little bit longer. And then inhaling, coming all the way back up to sitting. That's great. So we'll reach the arms out in front, just keeping the arms at shoulder height, reaching them directly out in front. We'll start on the right side. So we'll bring the palm towards you, back of the hand away, with the left hand bringing the right palm towards you. So we can feel this lovely stretch in the back of the wrist here. So this is really, really nice if you spend a lot of time sat at a computer, which a lot of us do. So we can bring the palm towards us, gently stretch at the outer wrist. So only challenge the wrist as much as feels comfortable. Don't bring any pain or discomfort to the wrist. Just stay at that level that feels gently challenging, but no pain or discomfort. And then switching around, taking the palm to face forward and drawing the fingers back towards you, this time stretching the front, the inner wrist here. So drawing the fingers back. Again, some people are more flexible than others, so some people might just want to gently push on the hand. Some people might be able to get the fingers nearly back to the arm, depending on your flexibility. Drawing the fingers back and stretching into the wrist. And moving on to the other side. So left hand, palm towards you, drawing the fingers and palm towards you, gently stretching the outer. If it feels different on both sides, that's absolutely normal. This is always a really good one if you're just sat at your computer with a few minutes to spare. We'll change over, bringing the palm to face forwards, fingertips back, and drawing the hand back towards you. Stretching into the front of the wrist, the inner wrist. So if you've just got a few minutes at your computer with nothing to do, just reaching and really stretching into the wrist. People find that they get a lot of trouble in the wrists from sitting for too long at computers and typing away, using the mouse. Okay, and releasing both hands down, we'll just shake into the wrist. So just shake the wrist out. And then keeping the arms out in front at arm's length, we'll interlink the fingers. And first of all, pushing the fingers away from you, so drawing the fingers towards me. We'll take the upper back, the spine away, so we're rounding into the upper back, as if we're drawing the shoulder blades on our back open. And then we'll change over, taking the palms away, so pressing the palms away, flattening the hands, drawing the palms out in front of you. Reaching the arms up overhead, straight up overhead. Here we'll try and keep the shoulders down away from the ears. So rather than hunching the shoulders up here, taking them down away from the ears. Other than allowing the elbows to bend like this, we'll keep them in towards each other. So shoulders down, elbows in. And we'll have a few nice breaths here, just breathing into the chest, really opening into all four corners of the chest. The front of the chest, the back of the chest, and both sides. We're going to gently lean over to the left. So keeping both arms nice and strong, elbows in, we'll gently lean over to the left, keeping the shoulders down. Inhaling back to center, exhaling over to the right. Inhaling back to center once more on each side, exhaling over to the left, keeping those elbows in, shoulders down, inhaling center, and exhaling right. Great. Inhaling center and releasing all the way down. Well done. We'll come into a gentle spinal twist. So let's cross the right leg over the left, as if we were just sitting at a table. And we'll take the left hand onto the right knee and twist the right arm just behind us to the base of the spine. So we're going to twist gently around to the right. We can use the hand here to draw us around a little bit further. Take the gaze in the direction of the twist. So turn the gaze to look over the shoulder. Taking lovely deep breaths. With each inhale, get a little bit longer in the spine, drawing up through the crown of the head as if someone was pulling you up by a piece of string. So twisting is really, really lovely for the body. It's nice and cleansing, detoxing, regulating to the nervous system. We'll come back to center. Release the right leg down, cross the left leg over, and twist to the other side, taking the left hand this time just to the base of the spine behind you on the chair, using the right hand to perhaps twist around a little bit further, keeping the shoulders down. With each inhale, getting a little bit longer in the spine. With each exhale, twisting around a little bit further. Keeping the breath lovely and deep here. So as we're twisting, as I said, it's cleansing and detoxing, as if we're squeezing and rinsing out all the organs. Inhaling, lengthening, and exhaling, twisting a little bit further. That's great. And we'll come back to center and release the legs all the way down. So we'll come to the edge of the chair. So come right up to the front of the edge of the chair as we stretch out the right leg. So lengthening straight through the right leg, keeping the left leg bent. We're going to fold gently forward over this leg. Keep the toes coming up towards you and the heel pushing away. So just leaning down, maybe resting the hands on the left knee, leaning as far down until you can feel a nice stretch all the way along the back of that leg. So we'll stay here and have a few breaths, keeping the toes coming up towards you. Lovely deep breaths here. So these forward folds are also really regulating to our nervous system, calming, also to the endocrine system. So regulating and calming both of these primary systems in the body is a really great way to start to manage our emotions. That's great. So we'll swap legs. We'll bend the right leg, stretch out the left leg, and again, gently folding, keeping the spine lovely and long, and folding forward over the left leg this time. So our hormones are governed by our primary systems, the endocrine and the nervous system. So by bringing a sense of calm and regulation to those systems, we can start to balance our hormones in the body, which then directly affect the emotions. So this can be really helpful with feelings of anxiety or stress, which some people sometimes feel at work. Okay, and then gently coming all the way up. Replacing the feet, back to hip width distance. We'll take the right leg now and bring the ankle up onto the left knee. So try here to keep this ankle completely straight. We don't want to bend into the ankle and start to compromise the ankle joint. So keeping the foot lovely and flexed, keeping the knee down away from you, we're going to gently fold forward here. So getting long in the spine and lengthening forward. So you might feel this quite strongly in your right hip. So just folding forward as far as is comfortable. Keep getting long in the spine. Try not to allow the shoulders to crunch over and crunch into the tummy. Keep lengthening up and folding forward. And we'll take a few nice deep breaths here. Feeling that opening in the hip. If you feel like there's a little bit of resistance in the hip, it's really nice to take your breath to that area that you feel the resistance. Almost feeling like with each exhale, we're releasing a little bit of resistance in the body. And coming all the way back up, we'll place the right foot back down and switch sides. Left foot onto the right knee. Again here, just making sure that this ankle stays really nice and firm. Don't bend into the ankle and allow it to become floppy. Foot flexed, pressing this knee away from you and gently folding forward, staying long in the spine. So again, you might feel that one hip feels really different to the other. One might be a little bit less open, one might be a lot more restricted. So that's absolutely fine and completely normal. Keep taking the breath to that area where you feel the stiffness, where you feel the restriction. Lovely deep breaths. And releasing down again. This time we're going to take both knees together, both feet together, and come into a different type of twist. So we'll take the hands palms together in front of the chest, and then we'll start by hooking the right elbow over the left knee. So we'll hook the right elbow over the left knee. Just make sure here that the right knee doesn't want to shoot forward. Bring both knees back together so they're in line. Pressing the palms together and gently turning the torso up towards the ceiling as we're pressing the left palm into the right palm. And lovely deep breaths here, drawing the breath deeply into the body, into the lungs, even though we feel slightly restricted by the twist. 2 more breaths here. And gently releasing. Hands back to center, just making sure the feet and the knees are together, and we'll come straight to the other side. So left elbow over right knee, making sure the knees are staying in a straight line, absolutely parallel, palm on palm, and twisting the body up and around. Maybe taking the gaze to the ceiling, if that's okay with the neck, or maybe just looking straight out in front of you. So remembering here that the folds and the twists are lovely to regulate those primary systems, regulate the hormones, and also the emotions. So if you're feeling a little bit anxious or stressed, these folding forward and twisting movements can be really useful to help us feel a little bit better. And one more breath here. And releasing, coming all the way back, palms in front of the chest, and just releasing the hands back to the knees. We'll take the feet back to shoulder distance, hip distance, keeping the knees hip distance as well. And we're going to come a little bit more into the arms and the shoulders now. So we'll start by taking eagle arms, or Garudasana arms, which is a lovely way to open the shoulders. So we'll take the arms out in front, bend at the elbows, and take the left arm on top of the right arm at the elbow, and try and bring the arms all the way back round together and palms together. So it's a bit of a contortion. So bringing the palms back together. If you can only get this far and take backs of the hands to backs of the hands, that's absolutely fine. So wherever you can manage. So if we can take the palms to palms, or backs of the hands to backs of the hands, drawing the elbows away from you, drawing the elbows towards me, forearms towards me, trying to keep the forearms and the upper arms into a right angle. So we can feel this upper back opening, this lovely feeling of the upper back opening. 2 more breaths here. That's lovely, and we'll start to release and open up the arms, and we'll take the arms straight up overhead into what we call reverse namaste. So just crossing the hands at the wrists, palms gently together, elbows out to the sides, lightly pressing the palms into each other. So we'll take the fingertips of the left hand straight down the spine, using the right hand to help the elbow reach the fingertips down. So this is nice to open up the underside of the shoulder underneath the arm. So just only helping it as much as is comfortable. Try to keep the head straight up. Try not to allow the head to drop forward. That's great. So stretching the fingertips down the spine and then releasing all the way down. Well done. We'll come to the other side. So we'll reach the arms out in front, and this time we'll take the right arm on top of the left and twisting the arms around, taking palm to palm, or maybe back of the hand to back of the hand. When we're there, we can take the elbows away from us, trying to keep the forearms and upper arms into a nice 90 degrees shape. So really drawing the forearms towards me, feeling that opening into the upper back. Take 2 nice breaths here. And then slowly releasing the elbows, taking the hands overhead into reverse namaste, the other way, so the other wrist in front this time, pressing lightly into the palms, taking the elbows away. Now we'll drop the fingertips of the right hand down the spine, with the left hand just helping to open into that underside of the shoulder, the underarm. Try to keep the head forward, straight up rather than rolling forward here. So keeping the spine lovely and long. Lovely deep breaths. Opening into the shoulders is a lovely way to release any tension or stress. People often hold stress and tension in the shoulders. I know I certainly do. Okay, so releasing the arms all the way down, well done. And again, we'll just give the wrist a little shake and a little circle. And placing the hands back down onto the thighs. We'll move down to the feet now. So we'll start by lifting the toes and then placing the toes back and lifting the heels. So we'll do this a few more times, rocking on the feet, lifting the toes and then lifting the heels. This is a really lovely way to wake up the circulation in the body, almost as if we're pumping the blood up back from the feet into the body so we can reprocess it and use it again. So keeping the breath flowing in and out through the nostrils, just rolling and rocking on the feet, lifting the toes and then lifting the heels. And one more time in each direction. That's great, and then placing them all the way back down. We'll lift the left foot first and just circle into that ankle. We'll do a few circles in each direction. So getting some nice movement into that ankle joint and back the other way. That's great. So often if we're sitting for long periods of time, our legs can get quite stagnant. Releasing that foot down. Right foot lifting up and circling all the way around, first of all in one direction. So it's nice to remember our feet and our lower legs, bring the circulation there and help the circulation to work a bit more effectively. And other way around, circling in the opposite direction. Trying to take the toes in as big a circles as we can manage. And releasing that foot all the way down as well. Okay, back to the left leg. We'll hug that knee into the chest, drawing it in close. And then stretching the leg far away, holding the leg just above the ground and releasing it all the way down. And over to the right leg, hugging it in, squeezing it in close to the body, reaching it out far in front and releasing it down. We'll do one more on each side. So hugging in the left knee, drawing it in close to the body and stretching it out long in front and releasing it down. And last time, right side, hugging it in close, stretching the leg long and releasing it all the way down. Well done. So we're going to finish with the movement now and we're going to come to some breathing. So we're going to breathe specifically through our left nostril. Now this is a really, really nice way to cool us down. Often at work we can feel like we're getting a little bit stressed, maybe a little bit hot-headed. So this cooling breath calms us, allows us to think a little bit more clearly. So we'll block the right nostril. So take your thumb and just block just lightly, just below the bridge of the nose. So that's great, just blocking the right nostril with the thumb and breathing in and out through the left. So we'll close the eyes and take a few breaths here, just in and out through the left. Taking the breath nice and deep. So inhaling left and exhaling left. Inhaling left and exhaling left. We'll keep this breath going. Having an awareness of the inhale and the exhale being a similar length. We'll take 4 more deep breaths here through the left nostril. Making sure we're keeping the shoulders relaxed, the face muscles relaxed, and the rest of the body relaxed. And last breath. We'll keep the eyes closed and replace the right hand down onto the thigh. We'll come back to the breath, taking our awareness to the breath. Now we'll allow our awareness to travel down into the soles of the feet, feeling the soles of the feet pressing into the ground beneath you. Allowing that awareness of sensation to travel up the legs into the ankles, the calves, the shins, the knees and thighs, the hips, the sit bones, the lower back, abdomen and torso, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the neck, the head, the face, just releasing the jaw, allowing the whole body to be calm and relaxed, allowing the breath to be deep and even. We'll hold this stillness for just a few more moments. And when you're ready, gently blinking the eyes open, bringing the feeling back to the body, the fingers and the toes. And now you're ready to carry on with the rest of your day. So thank you very much for joining me for this yoga at work practice. Namaste.